All right, so here we are on a Monday with the messages from your guides, with the messages from your soul, what's coming through your body for you to know. So I was meditating on this, and the theme this week is going to really change things for you. So the theme this week is really all about the story that you're telling. Thoughts become things, and stories become your reality. So this is probably one of the trickiest things that I see people able to do or not do, because it means that you are being able to step into and embody the story. The reason you tell the story is because you start to feel things changing. You start to feel things, this is true. You might have to be delusional for a minute, and that is why it's so tricky for most people. So you've probably done a lot to do with manifesting. You've probably read a lot and done a lot of the actions that bring you the result. You know, this is called the strategy for manifesting. But this part, the storytelling, is the gem. So this being the gem, you've probably made promises to yourself in whatever it is that you're looking to change. We'll use weight as an idea or business as an idea. So you start telling a different story, you start taking different actions. So most people, when they try and manifest a goal, they start taking the actions, they start doing things, they start going on the diet, or they start doing the strategy, rather than looking at the story that they're telling in their head about where they want to go. And funnily enough, the dragons have shown me this so many times. My guides have shown me this so many times. They show me this childish sketch of a horse, for example, or a human body, like a stick figure, and said, well, that's as far as you get. You've probably got like 10%, even 5% of what it is that you actually want, because you haven't told the story about it. You only have this stick figure or this outline idea of what it is that you really want to manifest. And manifesting doesn't really work like that. It works when you have a lot of detail, when you go to the depths of the feeling, when you're telling the story about it, even if you're with people who don't get the story and realize that you're being delusional about the story that you're telling. So if you're able to tell a new story, but then something happens, an event happens, situations change, circumstances change, and all of a sudden you're back into boof, you're back into real life. You're back into things that are not working for you, and you want to make the changes that you wanted for your big goal, but things are not working right here, right now, today. And that pulls you back down into this world, and it scuppers all of your manifesting goals. Because really, when your manifesting goals get scuppered, because situations happen, events happen, circumstances change, people's situations, all those things, all those events, the dramas that come up, and things get absolutely scuppered. In other words, can't think about that now. I've got to sort out today's life. I've got to firefight something that's here and now, and something that's real. And mostly because you don't have anyone to tell your story to. You don't have anyone who's going to sit there and listen and sort of pull out more from you. What would be better than that? And what would be better than that? And how does that feel? This is where I'm an absolute genius. And that's why people like Viv or Val, so Viv said to me, I hold you 100% responsible for the upturn in my finances. And Val said, I hold you 100% responsible for me getting into 3 sizes down in my dress, because I've visualized it and I told you the story every single day. So sometimes things just vanish in a puff of smoke because you haven't been able to sustain your story. You haven't been able to lock it in. Things disappear in a puff of smoke because you haven't been able to lock in that story for yourself. You haven't been able to embody it. Let's put it that way. That's a word that everybody uses these days. We haven't been able to lock it in and embody it and kind of go, this is who I am. This is what I'm doing. There's absolutely nothing that's going to get in my way. Every single Olympic or athlete or tennis player out there, or swimmer, or any sport you can think of, they have a coach, but what's the coach doing? It's teaching them on the actions, it's teaching them on some of the strategy, but it's getting their mind right. It's repositioning their mind. It's rewiring their programming so that they can see themselves, they can believe themselves as winning. They can believe that things are going to work out really well for them. Now, if you don't have somebody to listen to you for that and telling you how things are going to work out well for you, you've only got yourself to fall back on. Your mind, your problems, and the situations and the dramas that keep coming up and stopping you moving forwards. So, Sunday afternoon, this week, you've probably thought, okay, it's Sunday afternoon, this week, I'm going to make a huge difference. I'm going to change what I eat. I'm going to rehydrate myself. I'm going to be in a better mood. I'm going to sort out my finances. I'm going to attract more clients. I'm going to swim 10 miles. I'm going to walk 10,000 steps every single day. You made a promise to yourself, and your soul feels that. She feels the promise that you've made, and you want to start again and you want to keep going. Absolutely kudos to you. Proud of you for doing that every single week. It's like, nope, going to do it. Restart that diet every time a Monday comes along. Restart your business. Right, let's get on it. Let's do it this week. I'm going to do it this week. Nothing's going to get in my way. I'm going to do it. Tuesday, something happens, and you think, no, I've got to sort this out first. This is a priority. My kids, my home, my bills, my car. Something happens that brings you down into your every single day normal thinking. So what you end up doing is you start forcing things through. You start forcing the feeling. You start forcing yourself to feel better. You start forcing yourself to live this way and feel better, and everything's working out well for me. You start saying the mantras. You start putting everything out there. But you're forcing the feeling. And if you're forcing the feeling, it isn't coming from you. It's coming because of the pressure that is being built up. So you wish and you pray that you could drop back into that feeling, that unless you've got someone to listen to you or a way that you can just speak it out loud in your every single day and you allow yourself that as your practice, it's not going to happen. When you're manifesting your goals, we are having to stretch you like a yoga teacher would stretch you to your limits and expand your possibility. And yeah, we're stretching your mind. We're letting you see different possibilities. What could be better than this? What could be better than that? We have to be allowed to stretch you into a different frequency, into a different mindset, something that feels really, really good, something that's expanding your capacity to hold that, to lock something in on a very, very regular basis. Because if we don't touch base with this on a daily basis, guess what happens? Life comes in. It's just so much easier for life to come in and knock you off that pedestal. So we've talked about the sketch, and we need to fill in the sketch. We need to color it in. We need to shade it in. We need to put all the details in there that haven't been put in just yet. So manifesting your goals means that we're going to rewire your mind. We're going to tell a different story. We're going to lock something in on such a strong way that the world cannot help but come back and deliver that to you. That's the way it works. So manifesting your goals, rewiring your mind. Now, what happens now is once you started to manifest your goals, rewire your mind, you've got into the storytelling aspect of it, which can take a little bit of while to sort of plump out that sketch and color it in and, you know, shade everything in and make sure that that vision is really working for you in a story in the back of your mind. Like, you can pick it up so quickly because it's a story that's there, that you believe, you love the feeling of it. So you start acting like this. You've locked it in. It's like going on an acting class. You are in the story. You're making it work. It works for you. You've devised your week. You are intensive with it. You're stepping into it. You're embodying it in such a way that it just feels absolutely awesome. And you do no longer accept the average. You've pulled yourself through to the other side. And in your storytelling, it is precise. That is what we want. I've got 4 places coming up in September where we are going to take you on a 2-week journey every single day, telling a new story. This gets you into a new energy. This gets you to tweak what is not working. Now, one of the greatest stories that I have, I've got several stories about this, but one of the nicest stories I've had just recently is Mika, my eldest son. He's 21. He's going to university. And I said, do you have a plan B? And he goes, no, mum, I do not have a plan B. This is going to work for me. I was like, okay, fine. I'm looking forward to watching you and listening to your story. So that's what I do. I listen to his story. Every single day I ask him, like, tell me your story, come out with it, say it out loud, talking it out. He goes, oh God, mum, saying it out loud, it's so much easier than trying to sort it out in your head. So he got to 3rd place for being accepted to Montpellier, where he wants to go and do this biology conservationist, be the guru and all of that. And then the doors were closed and it wasn't working for him, but he carried on. I said, what are you going to do now? He said, I'm going to carry on telling my story. He got a nudge, because that's how the soul works, the nudge to ring them. He rang them and he got a place just like that. He then got the flat that he absolutely wanted, and he moves in 2 weeks' time. That is how it works. You keep on telling the story, even if the doors seem to have closed. If things don't seem to be working, you keep telling the story in yourself. Because one of the things that I realized along my manifesting journey and the book that I was writing, Living with Practical Magic, is that once you start telling the story, once you start feeling it, once you start believing it, you start seeing it in every single aspect. It's no longer a sketch. It's no longer a hope. It's no longer like, oh, that would be nice. It's like, oh, my word. Oh, this is happening. It's happening for you on the inside. It's happening for you. You've locked it in. You've embodied it. You're living it. You're breathing it. You can feel it. You can step into it. You've embodied it fully. That's when the soul starts coming in and orchestrating things for you. She will put people in front of you. She will put posts up in front of you. She'll put posters up in front of you. You'll hear things on the radio. You'll meet people. You'll go to lunch with someone. You'll overhear something. You'll be in places. Opportunities will come up, and that is your soul. You will see the signs again and again and again and again that the soul puts up in front of you. So that's why it's so important to tell the story. What comes first? Tell a new story. Thoughts become things. Stories become your reality. So this week we are talking all about your story and how we can get that locked in. Okay, so I'm going to start reading the messages from the cards for you this week. There will be 4 cards. So as with every week, we listen to the guides as they come through about these. These are particularly there about how you manifest, how do I change in order to manifest this next situation? How do I change in order to feel more successful in my business? How do I change to love my body? How do I change to alter my relationship? These are the cards that allow you to do that. They will show you the step that you need to take this week. So just select a number. This is the way it works, a 1, a 2, a 3, or 4. Now you may decide, oh, 2 and 3 feel really good to me. They make me feel really warm and safe and comfortable. Then choose those 2 numbers. So what I'm going to do in a second is I'm going to choose, select, or they will fly out of the pack, and you will get the message that you need this week as what it is that you need to do. How do you need to change in order to manifest your next goal? So no more lazy thoughts. No more mediocre frequency or lack of luster. So we will be joining in and doing this on a daily basis, telling a new story. If you want one of the places to actually move yourself forward so that you can actually start to manifest your goals, rewire your mind, tell new stories, and receive the divine guidance that's there. Oh, there's an opportunity. I was just looking at that. That would be absolutely amazing for me, stepping out of the way. So let's choose card number 1 and see what the message is for yourself. Malia Puriama. Okay, first message out of the pack. Oh my word. Ha. Absolutely brilliant. Then my glasses for this because the writing is rather small. So 46. Okay, so the message to do with the theme for this week, which is basically Thoughts become things and stories become your reality. Bloom is giving us a message this day if you chose card number 1. Set up your day to be the best possible experience that you can imagine. She says, playfully, you currently live your day and all day in your mind. You set up your day feeling yourself living your dream at the forefront of your mind, in your mind's eye, and you can reach in and touch your soul where you are in your essence. And when your day is arriving towards you, you are called from every single angle. You're aware of how you want to feel in your day, how you want to receive that feeling. Set yourself up to focus on your soul's dream today. What is it that you and your soul really desire? This is you manifesting. This is manifesting your goals. What is it that you want? So that would be the first message here. So it is a complete turnaround from the way that you think you need to do things, to get things done, or how you get what you want out of your day. Being able to set up your day is staying in the best possible energy and frequency, consciously focusing on the best possible intentions and outcomes. You are flowing with the best ideas, being very conscious of what's around you in your environment, as well as running through you, all put there by your souls and the spirituals. Being able to feel what's right for you, what's not right for you, and all set up in your day and trusting that it will come to pass. Now, one of the things that I have learned is how you set up your day. So this is when the sketch that you have, you start to color it in. So if you have something that you want to manifest and it is more of a kind of a vague sketch, oh, that would be nice. Yeah, that would be nice. I'd like that. But you haven't really gone any further than that. You haven't seen yourself in your shoes walking it. You haven't felt yourself in your clothes walking through it. You haven't felt the conversations. You haven't felt the people around you or smelt the smells of the flowers, or you haven't somatically given it a visceral experience. And that's where the storytelling comes in. It's really, really, really powerful. So the message about setting up your day to be the best possible experience that you can imagine, you can do at any point. So this afternoon, I'm going to go and meet some friends. And oh, wouldn't it be amazing if one of them has some great music that she wants to share with us? Wouldn't it be amazing if, like, we all bring a pero and we go and sit on the beach? Wouldn't it be amazing if I have a really good conversation with someone and it's the next step for me building my retreat? Wouldn't it be amazing if? See, that's how we set up the afternoon. So that was card number 1, which is basically set up your day to be the best experience that you can imagine. All right, so let's move on to card number 2. 2 is flicked out of the pack already. So card number 60. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Bambalia. Okay. So card number 2 for this week is Utopia. Now, Utopia means that you have come to the end of the rainbow. You are on the other side. You are doing everything that you came here to do. You have lifted off the planet. You know how the planet works. You know how to manifest your goals by rewiring your mind, telling a new story, and this is what this is all about. Tune into the ancient tribal ways of witches, sorceresses, wizards, African witch doctors, spiritual masters, and healers. That means that we are slowing down. We're receiving the guidance that is available for us. Whew. So what does Utopia want to say? Feel it in your belly, by the way. Feel everything just really slowing down. Your breath is slowing down. Slow right down, she says. Turn off your analytical, vigilant mind and take a deep breath, and then another. Let it run from head to toe, as breathing this way brings your attention into your body. As you do, you will notice subtle sensations, knowing and insights, the sensations that inform you beyond what you see, hear, and feel in the world of your physical body, but reach into sensing through no time and space where all things are possible to perceive. Past, present, and future unite, and now reach beyond your body's limited awareness. There is another intricate world to perceive. You already use your awareness and intuition as a subtle guide, and it's a natural part of the human being. But with practice, you can see with new eyes and hear with new ears, and further allow yourself to be guided to the right time, place, and opportunities. This week, the theme is all about thoughts become things and stories become your new reality. This is an amazing way. Oh, I'm just seeing two legs stretch there. This is an amazing way of understanding how life works and how we are to manifest our goals from now on, meaning that we are stepping into and allowing ourselves to access the ancient tribal ways, to really just see how we can perceive our world, how we can set that up, which was the first message that we came through today, how we can set things up for ourselves. Slowing down, understanding that when you manifest something, you put a story out there, you fill it in, you color it in, you sketch it in, all the stories out there, push them out into the world, and they will come back to you in the frequency that you put them out there. Because you will be guided once you've got a story that's out there, once you've got a full-blown fledged story and it's flying the nest and it's leaving you and it's going out there and it's like a really great story of something that you want to manifest, your soul, your guides, the non-physical parts of you will come and help orchestrate things for you, the right people, the right places, but you have to get your story right first. So that was card number 2. Thank you very much for listening to that one. Okay, so if you're ready to lock in a new story, if you realize, like I have done in several times, my story is a bit lousy, it's not so good. If you want to lock that in and you want to embody a new story because you know the only person who can change your circumstances is you, then keep your eyes open, because I'm making sure that there's like 4 places in September where we're going to walk through your story in every fine detail so that you can actually see it start manifesting and get the evidence. You don't want anything that's unclear. You don't want anything that just keeps dragging you down. You'll have no lazy thoughts. You have no mediocre frequency, and no more lousy, lackluster stories. Only the best will do for you from now on. So this is what I call the movement of practical magic. It is a movement to allow you to step into and start operating from the best frequencies, the best stories that you can possibly have in your head. Right, let's crack on and choose and just see what comes out for card number 3. Ooh, 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 ooh. Love it, love it, love it. Number 7. Okay. Card number 3, absolutely perfect. Perfect for this week's theme, which is all about thoughts become things and stories become your reality, because depending on the story you're telling, that's what you're going to get back. Sarafina, she's the first golden dragon that I met, and she is the matriarch of this whole clan of how you start to operate and manifest in this life. You are the creator. You are creating all of the time, no matter what stories you're telling in your head. Like if you're complaining, if you're saying, he's a shit, this is not working, oh my God, that's what's going to happen. You are creating all of the time. She says, your quest for the life you seek with all the strange and beautiful possibilities is now to openly receive and to understand your part in all of that. What's your part? Telling the right story. Dare you recognize that you created your current reality and what is around you today? Oh my God, if you knew that, if you admitted it, you'd be Clyde 9. So to see you open up to and acknowledge that you are your own creator would be a joy. That would be like a light going on. And that's what it's meant when we say you are creating all of the time. If you can see the creation that you have created for yourself, by yourself, that is a truly beautiful realization and the ultimate responsibility. Your ultimate responsibility is like, whoopsie, yes, I did create that. Oh, wow, I created that. I'm celebrating the fact that I created that. At the same time, if you can see the evidence of what you've created and know that it is not ideal, then you get to also know how you can turn that around 180 degrees. How do you do that? Thoughts become things, stories become your new reality. When you do, you know that this is the evidence you seek. That's all the proof that you need that you are the creator. All of the problems that you face, all of the struggles are nothing more than the thoughts you had, the energy you gave them, and the intention that you had at some point. If I look back and I look at myself as a so that line there, so like all the problems that you face and all the struggles are nothing more than the thoughts that you had, the energy that you gave it, the intention at some point, and then look back at your life and just kind of go, oh my God, I did actually think that at one point. I wanted to be a mum of 4 boys. And then I ended up with a partner who had 2 boys more or less the same age as my boys. I thought, oh my God, I'm the mum of 4 boys. Ah! So you see that you actually do create at some point, and nothing more than the thoughts that you had and the energy that you gave them and the intention at some point. At some point, some of those things are actually going to manifest. So depending on the stories that you tell, your stories are so vital to changing a situation. Most people think, oh, there's nothing I can do about this. There's nothing. It's just like it's in the land of the gods, the lap of the gods. I just have to throw my hands up and you know, there's nothing I can do. Wrong. Wrong. You can change the story in your head. You are the only one. So that was card number 3, all about you are the creator. You're creating all of the time. So here we go on the magical merry-go-round every single week, looking at what you can do, how you can change right now to be more successful, to feel more loved, to feel more healthy. What can you do right now? This week's message is about your thoughts become things. Here we go. We have Bloom right now, and number 43. Oops, I've gone right past. Come along. Okay. So Bloom is one of my guides. My guides happen to be dragons. Some people have angels, some people have elves, some people have plants. My team are dragons. Now, Bloom is one of the dragons that really, really is rebellious, and she's very playful, and she wants to pull you out of the funk that you're in. She wants you to really, really enjoy your experience. And how you can enjoy your experience is telling a new story. Get out of your head that you're in right now and start telling a new story. She says, safe inside your home, held within your aura and your safety bubble. Should you find yourself becoming lost in the swirling disasters or new dramas or bad old memories, simply come back home. Come home to that space where time stands still, and into the space that you can step quickly into yourself, allowing yourself to feel you. When I do this, I just go, oh, where am I? Me, myself, and I. Everyone else out of the building, leave the room, only myself. I only want to feel my own energy. Come home into the space where time stands still, into the space that you can step quickly into yourself and allow yourself to just feel you. Once home, you can explore the feeling into the situation, into that person, into that space, into that event or whatever's going on, the situation. When you come home, you are out of the drama zone. You're in your neutral bubble. Why would you ever want to leave your neutral bubble, your safe place? You can still have a full range of senses engaged, but from within the bubble. You may for a while have the feeling that you are responding a little bit slower, a little bit more purposeful, a little bit more like you are feeling your way forwards, because you have to remember to come home and then feel around yourself again. It takes practice for this to be your new normal. Imagine that you're telling a new story from inside your bubble, and your world on the outside hasn't reflected that just yet. But you still keep coming home. You still keep coming, feeling your way back home, This is how I want to feel. This is what it looks like. This is what I'm creating. And then you start going back out into your world and you start living in your world, knowing that that story in your head, those thoughts in your head will become a reality. They have to. That is how life works. It has to come back into reality. This is you just altering yourself to your surroundings, but you can still feel. You can still feel what's going on in your environment. And you can also ask that you can feel into certain situations, into specifics like people and their intentions or upcoming events without being overwhelmed. If you step out of the bubble, you can easily be overwhelmed. So why not stay in your own safety bubble, connected to your soul always and forever? Because that is your safety, and that is where you start all creation coming from. That was card number 4 for this week. If you want more from the cards, if you want to know more about your guides, if you want to know about how to tell a new story so that you can actually start manifesting a completely different way of operating in this world, then please get in touch, because with the movement is called, because it's about living with practical magic. It's like, how do I change my circumstances? Right, I'm the only one who can change my circumstances. I'll tell a new story. If you're ready to tell a new story, if you're ready to change whatever circumstances you're in, it could be a drama, it could be something with inheritance, it could be something to do with family, it could be something to do with your business, your health. If you know that you are the one and the only one who can change your circumstances, which is absolutely true, by the way, if you know that you have to do something and change something, but you don't know how to keep that story going, you don't know how to sustain that as an energy, then please get in touch with me, because I have always time to speak to someone who wants to change their story. I don't have time, however, speaking to somebody who just wants to, for endless reasons, just keep on moaning and telling me what's going on. They need to be coachable in the fact that you will need to change the way you think, change the way you operate, and that's going to make a huge difference to the circumstances and how life responds to you. The world responds to you every single moment of the day. If you want to lock in how the world responds to you, you are going to need to change your inner story. You'll need to change the way you look at life. And sometimes that can be very, very tricky when you're in the company of people who don't really operate like that. If you're in the company of people who just are very factual and very linear thinking, and this is the way it's always done and this is the way it's been, then you need to be in a place with other people who want to tell a different story, who want to tell the story of their life moving forwards, of the life that's working out really, really well for them. I've created a place, and it's called The Movement, specifically for women and men who want to change their story, who know that they're the ones who can change their whole way of living, change their family dynamics, change their business dynamics, because they need to change a new story. But if nobody's there to hear their story, nobody's helping them to sort of say that story out loud, it's going to be really, really difficult, because you're keeping it in your head, and that does not work. You need to be able to speak it out loud. Thank you very much for being here. As always, I am blown away by the messages that I get and the feedback that I get from these particular cards, that people feel that they're being spoken to, that they are getting the messages that they need. So lots and lots of love. If you're ready to unlock, if you're ready to embody, if you're ready to move forwards, then you're in the right place.